Hello everyone. Get ready for an exciting NEO stock update. Today we'll discuss the latest on Tesla, SPY, and TQQQ, along with market catalysts and technical analysis. But first, let's celebrate NEO's remarkable 3.8% surge, marking its longest win streak in 2 years. Let's dive in and explore the possibilities. I'm also to talk about Tesla SPY and the QQQ breakdown, what's happening with the catalysts that are to be affecting the markets, and what the technicals are suggesting for all these different stocks and NEO. But before I break anything down with all this information, before I talk about what's going on with the overall market, NEO is up 3.8% for the day, another green day again, and this is the longest win streak in 2 years for the company. Now, the way NEO has been moving, I just want to mention to everyone that I told you all that NEO retrace a little bit and try to bounce. It continued just going from here. So far, that's exactly what NEO has done, is continuing this nice uptrend, hovering above the 5-minute 200 EMA and continuing to push. But the question is, what's gonna happen NEO moving forward? I want to remind everyone this: it's basically in the afternoon for July 31, 2023. Here in the USA, in China, in Shanghai, China, it's about 5:00 a.m. on August 1. So the period for some parts of China, if not almost all of China, is basically ending. It's basically over. Now July is over and NEO is going to be telling us how many deliveries they did for July. Now, just as a reminder, they did 12,700 deliveries. Not deliveries, but just like registrations, which are most likely deliveries, if not even more than that, during the period of July 1 through the 23rd. And at this point, we're not just going to depend on registrations. We're going to find out that official numbers reported by NEO. Now, NEO is also, in my opinion, a very honest company. I believe that whatever they say should be at least looked at and taken very seriously, no matter what investors and other people out there who don't like the company try to say. And I believe we're going to go based off the numbers. And I think they're going to be very good at the rate NEO was going. If they maintain the same rate, they're going to most likely do around 17,000 deliveries. But if the rate went up for their deliveries during the final week, which is a possibility, it could be even closer to about 20,000, something like that. Maybe like 18, 19,000, close to 20,000, who knows. But at the very least, actually something around 17,000 or more, who knows. But it's going to be a high number, possibly and most likely an all-time high monthly delivery record for NEO. The month-over-month growth should be crazy good. It most likely will be, and it's looking very strong for them. The E6 is absolutely killing it, and this company is set for some nice moves going into the second half of this year. We're already in the second half, and it's already just pumping. So what's going to happen? When is the data coming out? I want to remind you all, I don't know the exact timing. The last time they reported it, it came out as soon as it was July 1 here in the USA. So that was like for the June report. The July report for the month of July should be coming out either tomorrow here in the US or the day after, so either on Tuesday or Wednesday should be when it comes out. I don't know the exact timing of it. Sometimes it changes, but very soon those numbers come out. NEO is gonna make a massive move, okay. A huge move, and it might just be explosive. NEO gap up like crazy and run very hard. If we get some crazy good numbers, it's gonna make all the headlines. I'm very excited for this. Now on the daily chart, I just want to remind everyone, we have a nice setup. Basically, it formed a bullish divergence, a nice accumulation in this structure that developed. And then on top of that, you want to look at these resistance levels. We'll discuss on this resistance around this like 16.8 area. There's also some resistance around like 16 flat. And then below that we have the high of today, which is around 15.5, I think just under like 15.5 basically. So anyways, it's doing relatively well, it's holding up nicely, and this is a very strong uptrend. If the data comes in just as we're expecting, it most likely will, it's very likely it will. This thing could go all the way up to the 16 to 17 area quite easily with this much bullish momentum, because it's getting lots of volume, lots of attention. It was making the headlines again today because it's on a very big win streak. 116 million in volume is very, very fantastic. I'm very proud of the company. That's almost twice the volume it typically gets. Very, very bullish stuff. And the price-press ratio is just soaring to the absolute moon. Meaning so right here the price-press ratio is going up because NIO is getting more relative strength. NIO is looking stronger by the minutes. And in terms of daily seasonality, you will notice that days tend to be the strongest day of the week or one of the strongest days. 55% of the time NIO is green. And if we get the numbers tomorrow, it's going to absolutely explode. Now it's also worth noting that the short interest is going up for NIO. Shorts are piling in. They want to attack it. Are they going to cause NIO to drop? Or are they going to cause a short squeeze? We will find out. It's making headlines. It's accelerating higher again. Retail are buying in as well. People are starting to FOMO in. Very, very good stuff. And we will find out if we get some good numbers. As far as NIO goes in terms of its Twitter page, this news basically came out right here. NIO opened its 1600 NIO Power Swap station on July 30, and now they will have about 2300 by 2023. This is the same thing they tweeted yesterday, so they tweeted this again just a couple of hours ago. Then they retweeted this on July 31, a total of 54 Power Swap and charger stations online in a single day. Once again, very, very awesome stuff. They're continuing to grow, and this is once again going to help them with their customer service. Now, if you're interested in other stocks out there, just remember we have JOLTS data coming out 30 minutes after the market opens and 50 minutes after market open. We have the P&I reports, but the JOLTS job openings will be the biggest thing. We want this to be very close to expectations, not too high or not too low in terms of data. Don't forget we have some more earnings coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow we have Uber, Pfizer, Caterpillar, and just a couple of others. And then we have AMD after the market closes, followed by CVS, PayPal, Shopify. The list goes on. But for now, this is what it's looking like, and besides that, that's pretty much it in terms of data. Now let's talk about the charts. NIO is looking bullish once the data comes out. This thing push all the way up to the 16 to 17 area, if not higher, and may make a very explosive move if we get some strong numbers. If we get bad numbers, which I'm highly doubting, looks insanely unlikely that's gonna happen, could come down to lower levels like 13.86. Always be prepared for anything as an investor, of course, but I'm leaning more bullish. It looks a lot more bullish. It looks very strong. It is overbought, which is fine because it could still pop off some good numbers. Now for SPY, I want to remind everyone, SPY is very, very stationary, going back and forth at the current level. It got a nice drop today, a kind of downtrend. It got this nice pop at the end of the day, as it's the last day of the month. The last day of the month, basically. And that's the reason why lots of these big funds and these fund managers wanted to essentially prop up the market just to get their balance sheets to look a lot better. So for this month, they got a better number, better close, and that's good for them. I expect some sideways price action tomorrow, maybe a retest of 458 or so, then a backdrop to like 456, just like today, except the markets are just going to trade sideways. Same thing for the QQQ. I expect it to range between 382 to about 385, going back and forth and back and forth. And for Tesla on the 4-hour time frame, it's basically stuck between the 5200 EMAs. At the 50 we have this resistance very close to 268. If it breaks this 270 and then 274 become possible. If it fails to do so, it's looking a little bit more bullish, forming a double bottom. And we have this imbalance up here at 2. But just to be safe, we have to wait. Last but not least for NIO, we're just going to be discussing how this breaks out. I went over the supports, right? We have support around 15 for today. It was like 15 had some support. And then 14.75, there's 14.12 below that. 13.25, then 12.75 resistance. We talked about 16. If it breaks that 16.8 is going to come next. Then it's going to get very close to about $18. If that ends up breaking, what do I think is going to happen? Well, it depends on when NIO ends up actually reporting these deliveries. If it comes out tomorrow, this thing's going to explode. If the numbers are very strong, it's most likely gonna make a very explosive move in my opinion. If it takes until like Wednesday, then this move could be delayed. We'll wait and see what time NIO ends up reporting these numbers, and until then, it looks more bullish than bearish. So discuss at least try to hold up and wait for the numbers to come out. They will dictate how this thing moves. The OBS do favor upside as NIO was on track to breaking a new record for their entire history, all right. For one entire month. All right. So that's what I have for this video, I think. The OBS favor upside. We talked about it. Try to break 16 at 16.8 next. But be patient, and then let's wait and see when NIO starts dropping the deliveries numbers. It should be very soon. I think they're very eager to do this as well. And Shanghai is already the beginning of August, so the numbers for July should be coming out very soon. Thanks for watching our video on NIO stock. If you enjoyed this content and want to stay updated on the latest investment opportunities, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Remember, investing involves risks, so do your own research before making any financial decisions. Stay tuned for more exciting content, and happy investing.